Wake up from the matrix, the master's secret to transform your life. Unveiling the matrix, the illusion that controls your life. What if everything you believe about your life is a grand illusion? Take a moment and imagine this. What if, from the day you were born, someone had written a script to keep you trapped in a reality that isn't yours? On the Evolução Saudável channel, we dive deep into topics like personal growth, spirituality, and mental health. Today, I'm going to reveal a secret that the greatest sages have always known. You could be living in an invisible matrix, but it's time to wake up. Are you ready to join me? This idea is not new. Hindus call this illusion Maya, a veil that hides the true reality. Plato, in his allegory of the cave, described people trapped, staring at shadows on a wall, believing that was life. Now think about this. What if you're one of those prisoners? What if the mental exhaustion, the anxiety, and that feeling of emptiness you experience are signs that something is out of place? Here at Evolução Saudável, we believe these aren't flaws. They're a call to break free and live with more energy and purpose. This matrix isn't made of machines or codes like in the movies. It's built by ideas you accepted without questioning, by rules you were taught to follow blindly, by a script that seems harmless but keeps you trapped. How many times have you heard, study hard, get good grades, find a job, pay the bills, work until you retire? That's the society's default script. But when you try to break out of it, they call you a dreamer, irresponsible, even crazy. Meanwhile, the system drains your energy, your attention, and your mental health, keeping you so busy that you forget to ask, is this the life I want? On this channel, we use biohacking strategies and high-performance habits to help you optimize your mind and body. And the first step is realizing that this illusion was designed to limit you. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, you never get where you want to go? That's Maya in action, keeping you stuck in a routine that doesn't allow you to grow. But here's the good news. You're here, reading this, because something inside you already knows it's time to change. At Evolução Saudável, we believe that waking up is the beginning of a life filled with more quality, energy, and meaning. So what should you do? First, take a deep breath and realize you're not alone. Great masters from Buddha to Socrates have already warned about this illusion. They knew that true freedom begins when you question the script that's been handed to you. Let's continue this journey together, because what's coming next will show you how to take the first step to escape this matrix and live a life that aligns with who you truly are. The emptiness that calls, your signal to wake up. Now that you see you might be trapped in an illusion, have you ever felt an emptiness that nothing seems to explain? A weight on your chest that appears even when everything seems fine? If that's happening, stop everything right now, because this isn't a flaw, it's a call. Let's dive deeper into this ancient secret that could transform your mental health, spirituality, and life force. This is the moment to wake up to a life with more purpose, and I'll show you how to begin. That emptiness you feel isn't random. It's like an internal alarm warning you that something in your life is out of alignment. Maybe you've tried to ignore it, throwing yourself into work, endlessly scrolling through social media, or chasing quick pleasures like binge-watching shows or making impulsive purchases. But deep down, the emptiness comes back, doesn't it? That's because you're trapped in an illusion the ancients called Maya, a veil that hides the true reality. Egyptian sages, Greeks, shamans, and Eastern masters have all warned us. We are living a carefully constructed lie. This illusion makes us believe life is just about chasing external goals. A better job, a bigger house, likes on social media. But when you get there, you realize something is still missing. Why? Because we've been taught to value only what can be measured, bought, or shown off. Spiritual wisdom, which connects us to who we truly are, has been replaced by a materialistic model that drains our energy and leaves us exhausted. How many times have you felt like you're on autopilot, merely surviving, while your dreams get pushed off to someday? Our focus is to help you break out of this cycle with practical strategies for personal growth, biohacking, and self-care. And the first step is to listen to this call. That emptiness isn't your enemy. It's an invitation to question everything. The great masters always knew this, and now it's your turn to learn how to use this truth to transform your life. Imagine living with more clarity, energy, and purpose, without that feeling of being lost. Let's move forward together, because the next step is understanding who's behind this cycle that keeps you trapped. Trapped in the system. How society steals your freedom. With that call to action echoing in your mind, have you ever stopped to wonder why you never have time for yourself? Why, despite running around all day, it feels like you're not really living? Today we're going to dive into how the system is designed to keep you trapped, and how you can begin to break free. This is the secret no one wants you to uncover, but it could revolutionize your mental health and energy. Since you were a child, society handed you an invisible script. Follow the rules, don't question, do what everyone else does. They raised you to believe life works this way. Study, get good grades, find a job, pay bills, chase a success that always seems just out of reach. But deep down, you've probably felt that something doesn't quite add up, right? That constant exhaustion, the anxiety that doesn't make sense, the feeling that no matter how hard you try, it's never enough. What if I told you this isn't just coincidence? The system was designed to keep you so busy that you forget to truly live. Think about it. Everything around you is designed to grab your attention. The media bombards you with news that creates fear and stress. Social media traps you in an endless loop of videos and posts that don't add value. The marketplace convinces you that happiness is in the next purchase, a new phone, a fresh outfit, a trip to escape the routine that suffocates you. But these escapes are temporary, and you find yourself back in the same loop, more drained, mentally and physically. It's as if the world wants you to function like a machine, with no time to reflect on what really matters. The worst part? If you dare to question this cycle, you're called crazy. Try to live differently, to search for a higher purpose, and suddenly the critics appear. That's irresponsible. Stop dreaming. Be realistic. But why would wanting a life with meaning be insane? Why would desiring freedom be wrong? The truth is, the system doesn't need you happy or fulfilled. It needs you obedient, consuming, producing, with no space to reflect. Meanwhile, your energy, your mental health, and your dreams get left behind. But if you're feeling that inner restlessness, it's because something within you already knows there's another way. Let's use biohacking, self-care, and spirituality to help you break this cycle and live with more clarity and vitality. Let's dive even deeper now, because the next step is to understand how your own mind might be sabotaging you. Autopilot, the invisible prison of your mind. Now that you understand how the system traps you, have you ever woken up feeling like you're stuck in the same day, repeating everything like a robot? The alarm rings, you grab your phone, scroll through the feed, rush through your routine, and by the end of the day, you're left with an unexplainable emptiness. We dive into mental health, spirituality, and biohacking to help you break free from this loop and live with more energy and purpose. Today, I'm going to show you how autopilot mode and your beliefs keep you trapped, and what you can do to break free. Imagine starting your day on autopilot. The alarm goes off, you check notifications without thinking, rush through your coffee, and head out to work with that weight on your chest that has become normal. The day goes by, and you repeat the same actions, thoughts, worries. It's like living in a never-ending loop. The most shocking part? You don't question it, because everyone around you is in the same rhythm, complaining about work, putting off their dreams, saying they don't have time. But what if I told you this loop is no accident? It was designed to keep you distracted, so you don't realize you're not living, you're just surviving. What keeps you trapped aren't physical chains, but something much stronger. Your beliefs. Since you were young, you've been taught that life is suffering, that money comes with struggle, that happiness is rare. These ideas became absolute truths in your mind, and even when you want to change, something pulls you back. Do you know why? Your mind is programmed to prioritize survival, not fulfillment. It keeps repeating patterns like a broken record, fears, traumas, frustrations, and makes you believe that's who you are. But here's the truth that changes everything. You are not your mind, and those pains do not define you. When you keep Seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances, betrayals, nothing ever works out. You give away your power. The system loves this because those who feel like victims don't create, don't question, they just obey. Millions of people live this way, on the edge, fighting against bills and fears, thinking this is normal. But it's not. At Evolução Saudável, we show you how to use self-care and high-performance strategies to break these patterns and reclaim your energy. The first step? Realize you're trapped in a program you didn't choose. Let's keep going, because the next step is understanding how to stop running in circles and start creating the life you truly deserve. Endless run, break the cycle and find freedom. With this mental trap exposed, have you ever felt like, no matter how hard you run, you never reach where you want to go? You work tirelessly, put in the effort, but it seems like life keeps you stuck in the same spot? We're diving into spirituality, mental health, and biohacking to help you break free from this endless run and find true freedom. Today, I'll show you how the system traps you in a hamster wheel and how you can stop, breathe, and create a life full of energy and purpose. Think about your routine. You work yourself to exhaustion. Your salary goes up, but your bills increase just as fast. You chase success, validation, but the finish line is always just out of reach. Why? Because the system never wanted you to stop. It sells you the idea that just one more effort will bring you freedom. But that day never comes. It's like a hamster in a wheel, running, getting tired, thinking it's going somewhere, but it's stuck. Now look at your life. How many times have you worked yourself to the bone just to pay bills that keep you in the same cycle? The system keeps you distracted. A weekend here, a new purchase there, a moment of pleasure. But everything goes back to normal quickly. You're so focused on surviving that you forget to live. And the worst part, they want it that way. The more tired, stressed, and anxious you get, the less time you have to ask yourself, is this what I want for my life? But here's the truth that changes everything. This run is an illusion, and you have the power to stop it now. This idea isn't new. For millennia, masters like Jesus, Buddha, Socrates, and Hermes Trismegistus tried to wake us up. Each, in their own way, said the same thing. True freedom isn't out there. It's inside of you. Jesus spoke of the kingdom of heaven within your heart. Buddha taught that suffering comes from the mind. Socrates urged you to question everything. They knew that the life you're living is shaped by your beliefs, not by rules imposed on you. Let's use these truths along with strategies for self-care and high performance to help you break free from this cycle. What if you stopped running? What if, instead of following the script, you started creating your own? In the upcoming videos, we'll show you how to use biohacking and spirituality to live with more clarity and energy. For now, hit like if you've ever felt stuck in this wheel, and subscribe with the bell so you don't miss out on our content on motivation, mental health, and personal growth. In the comments, tell me, what would you do if you could stop this run today? Your answer could inspire someone. Click the video on screen now to take the next step and share this message with someone who needs to wake up. Together, let's build a life with more freedom and purpose.